Hello people, welcome to Cookie Clicker, a game that starts with a simple innocent click of a cookie but quickly spirals into absolute obsession as you're drawn into the empire of greed, chaos, and cosmic forces beyond comprehension, all for the simple urge of making a number go higher, higher, and higher. Once you start, there's no going back, and now the cookies are all that matter. You click a few times, enough to purchase your first cursor. It's something but not much, just 0.1 cookies per second. It's pathetic, laughable even. This isn't enough to feed your ambition, so you click faster, harder, more. Every click means more cookies, more power. But no matter how many cookies you pile up, it's never enough. And then things take a darker turn. The madness begins. You start recruiting grandmas, exploiting their unpaid labor to fuel your growing empire. The cookies are a hit in the neighborhood. People can't get enough. But a neighborhood isn't enough. You need to dominate the world. Curses and grandmas multiply as upgrades roll in. Suddenly, your cookies are no longer just a local delight. They spread like wildfire, whispered about in every corner of town. But people crave them, lining up for just a taste. Yet fame isn't your goal. No, your sights are set higher. You expand into farming, pulling cookies straight from the earth, making it my second favorite plant to grow. But with growth comes sacrifice, and the grandmas you've enslaved, their complaints fall on deaf ears. Progress waits for no one. And suddenly, glittering in the corner of your vision, you see it. A golden cookie. It shimmers with an otherworldly glow, almost cooling to you. You hesitate for a moment before clicking it. Everything changes. Your cookies skyrocket, production surges. It's like nothing you've ever experienced. For the first time, you feel the true power of your empire. This is no ordinary cookie. This is something greater. It's addictive, intoxicating. You wait for the next one to appear, knowing it holds the key to even greater heights. The golden cookie doesn't just fuel your empire, it changes everything. It unlocks a new hunger for more, for dominance, for power. And to harness that power, manual clicking isn't enough. The auto clicker becomes your secret weapon, a tool of efficiency, used sparingly but effectively. Its purpose shines during golden cookie buffs, squeezing every last ounce of production from the precious seconds they provide. And when farms aren't enough, you dive into the mines. Beneath the Earth's surface, you extract cookies at an alarming rate, stripping the planet bare. Researchers start muttering about the world becoming lighter. Earthquakes rumble, sinkholes swallow towns whole, mines collapse, taking workers with them, and insurances still refuse to cover. I mean, at least that stayed the same. But you don't care. The cookie's cool to you, and you answer. Your empire grows. The people love your cookies, but their love turns into obsession. An obesity crisis spirals out of control. Economists compare cookies to money itself, and yet none of it satisfies you. The bigger your empire, the hungrier you become. Mass production is the only way forward. Fast machines crank out cookies at a scale once unimaginable, using the power of literal child slavery. Your empire expands beyond borders as cookies become a global sensation, but with mass production comes mass problems. Headlines expose the dark side of your operation. Cookie factories linked to global warming. I never liked Happy Feet much anyway. Workers on strike demand to stop being paid in cookies. I'll just make the union leader disappear. I'll call Tony. Obesity expands in more ways than one, with the Rizzler becoming the new dream physique. The environment suffers, the workplace rebels, so robotic replacements take over. The profits are too sweet to ignore. Kings and queens crave your cookies, and you won't stop until the world's drowning in them. The most ideal way to expand your power and influence is by making cookies the new dominant currency. Why settle for mere snacks when they can become the foundation of a global economy? With banks at the heart of your operation, cookies evolve beyond indulgence as they become wealth. Cookie loans skyrocket as people can no longer afford them with traditional money. ATMs sprout out in bakeries, allowing for easy cookie withdrawals and deposits. Cookies aren't just a product anymore, they are the future, and that future is upon us. But not everyone agrees. The grandmas don't believe in this new age of cookies. They whisper among themselves, then they murmur, then they shout. Absolutely disgusting. You make me sick. You disgust me. The very backbone of your empire has turned against you. They speak of revolt, of an uprising. We rise. It begins. It will all be over soon. Their voices grow louder, their anger unrelenting. You could have stopped it, but you didn't. You chose progress over loyalty, profits over people. Now the very foundation of your empire threatens to crumble beneath the weight of their wrath. The grandmas are coming, and they won't stop until everything you've built is reduced to crumbs. But since I'm basically a government now, I'll just offer a 1% pension increase. Yeah, that should shut them up. right? Now speaking of small but impactful changes, I'm actually pushing towards 10,000 subscribers. And if you made it this far, I mean, you might as well subscribe. Just imagine if everyone watching right now clicked that little red button. It would be crazy to see how far we could take this. So you, yes you, just click it. I've got more of these storytelling videos coming real soon, so you might as well subscribe while you're early. Anyway, you ignore their whispers, their warnings, and you look the other way, because at this point, you're not just a cookie tycoon, you've become a cookie messiah. Temples rise in your honor, monuments to your cookie empire. Ancient artifacts hint at centuries of devotion to the baker, while museums showcase your legacy to worshipping crowds. A cookie religion emerges worldwide, followers pray to the baker in the sky, while theologians debate cookie heaven and hell. With hundreds of millions of cookies, you control the earth like a monopoly board. But what if you didn't stop here? How far could you go? Is this even about cookies at this point? Why are you so devoted to a simple number going higher and higher? But your empire can't suddenly stop, it must continue. It must grow. You've surpassed the limits of farming, mining, and factories, methods grounded in reality. Now the rules no longer apply. The pursuit of cookies pushes you beyond the mundane, into realms untouched by reason. You begin bending the fabric of existence itself. Space, time, and even magic are now tools in your insatiable quest. Wizard towers rise, harnessing ancient magic to conquer cookies out of thin air, multiplying your production to unimaginable heights. The towers become a beacon of power, bending reality itself to feed your growing empire, if you can even call it that anymore. But with magic comes chaos. Wheat fields twist into chocolate chips and the towers relentlessly conquer cookies, their glow lighting up the sky as the world watches in awe. Nations declare a national holiday in your honor, and soon after, your empire is named among the world wonders. History books dedicate entire chapters to your rise, immortalizing your creations. Yet the boundaries between reality and magic continue to blur, leaving only the insatiable demand for more. Governments grow wary, placing your cookies under surveillance, but it's already too late. Magic and cookies have become one, rewriting the rules of existence itself. But there's more. We can travel beyond this. Spaceships allow us to bypass our solar system to reach something greater, a cookie planet. A place where the very ground is made of chocolate and the air carries the aroma of freshly baked dough. But don't worry, the military will always have a higher budget. Explorers return with shocking findings. A massive planet with a core of 99.8% certified dark chocolate, causing some racists to have a little tantrum on Twitter. Entire industries rise overnight, fueled by the promise of cosmic confections. Space tourism surges as bored millionaires race to witness these marvels firsthand. And then, life is discovered. Strange chocolate-based organisms roam the planet's surface, living proof that cookies have transcended not just borders, but biology itself. Ancient baking artifacts are unearthed, their cravings hinting at civilizations long gone. Experts whisper of terrifying implications. What secrets could these ancient bakers hold? Back on Earth, your influence reaches unprecedented heights. The entire planet indulges in your cookies, a universal obsession that unites humanity like never before. Besides the races. But even Earth isn't enough. Strange creatures from neighboring planets arrive. Their curiosity peaked, eager to sample the cookies that have become the talk of the solar system. The universe stretches before you, and yet the hunger remains. It's no longer a matter of how far you'll go. It's how far can you go? And golden cookies hold the key to that question. At first, you're simply chasing individual golden cookies, each one delivering a thrilling burst of production, but then something shifts. A tiny glimmering speck advances to one. A sugar lump. It's small, almost unnoticeable, but its potential is limitless. You don't know where it came from or why it exists, only that it's yours to spend. And spend it you must. It offers small buffs, sure, a minor boost to production, but its real power lies in minigames. A leveled up factory or bank is nice, but they pale in comparison to the true prize wizard towers, as wizard towers let you cast spells, and spells can summon golden cookies. Imagine it, carefully stockpiling magic to cast Force the Hand of Fate, summoning a golden cookie at the exact moment you lined up another on screen. The first time you try it, it fails. The golden cookie doesn't give you what you need. You cast again again, expecting better luck, but it does nothing but taunt you, so you double down, investing in more production alchemy labs. A sinister blend of science and sorcery, transmuting the world's precious gold reserves into cookies. At first, it seems harmless, positively brilliant, as society begins to value chocolate jewelry over gold and silver, which honestly works for us. I mean, it's probably cheaper paying little kids in cookie crumbs, right? But cracks in reality soon start to form. There's something else, a faint glimmer at the top of your screen. The prestige bar. For ages it sat at 0, but now for the first time it shifts, a single glowing 1. Your cursor drifts towards the Ascend tab. You hesitate. You've heard the rumors, Ascension, the ultimate reset. A fresh start but with new permanent upgrades, the promise of more power, more efficiency, more cookies. You hover over the button. The game asks, are you sure? You glance at your empire, the billions rolling in, the spells firing and the possibility of golden cookies lining up. Your cursor trembles, then slowly you back out. No, not yet. There's still so much to build, so much to perfect, you've still only scratched the surface. However, the alchemy labs malfunction, reversing their process and turning cookies back into worthless gold. Purists reject these alchemy-made cookies, but you press on, blinded by the promise of exponential growth. Between the labs, the failed combos, and your ever-growing hunger, you've lost track of time. The game continues to mock you, throwing countless failures your way, but your determination never wavers. Still, your hunger grows. Then comes the portals, gateways to the cookie-verse, a realm of endless baked goods and elder-rich horrors. At first it's a miracle, until the news turns grim. Strange beings slip through, cities reel from disasters, and scientists warn of rapid aging. Officials urge people to avoid portal-heavy areas, fearing corruption in those who linger. Yet, the portals remain standing. Beings from other dimensions lapse into existence just to get a taste of your cookies. The very fabric of reality is unraveling. Your cookies have achieved sentience. The universe is now turned into cookie dough. To the molecular level, your cookies are rewriting the fundamental laws of the universe. And yet, you build more, you justify the chaos, convincing yourself as all for the greater good. After all, there's no limit to how far you can go. The line between cookies and reality blur. Then the game quietly whispers to you to stop playing, but you don't, and soon enough the stars align. On multiplayer and click frenzy, everything explodes. The sheer scale of production becomes mind-bending as billions become trillions in the blink of an eye. The rush of activating multiple effects at once is exhilarating, like nothing you've ever felt. Then comes the hum of the time machines, the disturbing new frontier of your empire, unleashed by the bounds of the present. With a twist of fate, you reach into the past, pulling cookies from history itself. Oh god, I can just imagine the things people would do with a time machine. You take them before they were eaten, twisting the very fabric of time to your will, further unraveling reality with every click. The lines between past, present, and future blur, consuming everything in its path. And then, something feels off. The cookies, once sweet and familiar, have become different. Historians reject them, declaring they're no longer fit for human consumption. Time travelers return from the past, pale and shaken, haunted by the worlds they've seen. Some never return at all. Reality itself begins to warp. Your sugar lumps once again proceed to 1. With slight hesitation, you slam them into temples and open the minigame tab, and suddenly you freeze. You expected some minor buffs, maybe a new way to squeeze out more cookies. Instead, you see them. The gods. The beings that demand worship, that decide the flow of your empire. You thought you were the one shaping reality, bending it to your will, but these deities were here long before you. Are they the ancient civilization from that cookie planet, or are they something greater? Even though you're worried, you take up their offers and worship them for additional power. All this time, you are merely a follower, and it all makes sense. Everything now is about the golden cookies. You can only wish and pray for the best of which to come, so you click and click and click forever, waiting for that dreamy rush of power. Not because you want to, but because you have to. Golden cookies, combos, the rush of multipliers, it's all that matters now. You chase luck, not power, driven by forces beyond your control, in endless loop of clicking and praying. And so the antimatter condensers are built. They shouldn't exist, yet here they are, pulling energy from nothing, spinning the void into cookies. When the first one activates, the world holds its breath. Will it tear existence apart? apart? Reduce everything to dust? No, it does something far worse. It works. Christopher Nolan decides to make a movie on it, and as expected it takes 4 rewatches to understand what exactly happens. Space twists, black holes churn with cosmic dough, time itself bends, offering more, demanding more, and then comes the prisms. Vast crystalline structures that capture pure light and collapses it into cookies. At first they seem miraculous, but then the world begins to change. Flashes of unnatural light flood the sky, people vanish. Scientists warn that reality itself is being drained, but their voices are drowned out by clicking. There are things inside them, watching, waiting, ensuring you never stop. And the prisms, they aren't just absorbing lights, they're absorbing something else. Could it be? No. The grandmas? A rather stupid question at first, but as you take a step back and examine the upgrades, you start to see it. A research center disguised as a simple, innocent game of bingo. With a bit of doubt, you buy it. Their research has begun. There's no going back now, so you might as well continue. A new sugar lump arises, another force beyond your control, another step forward in an endless march. Without hesitation, you invest into farms. At first they seem dull, just fields of wheat swaying in the wind that no longer exists, but you know better now. Power hides in the most unassuming places. And so, very slowly, the mutation of seeds slowly shift in the background, each new seed offering new possibilities of something greater. And as you slowly chip away your empire, more research trickles in, each upgrade fine-tuning the machine, making it more efficient, until you notice something odd. The research has changed, the grandmas have changed, their presence grows, unsettling, their eyes hold something new, something aware. You realize they're not just working for you, they're using you, twisting your empire to feed their own ascent. But after all, they're just grandmas. What harm could they really do? And I mean, if they do cause some harm, I'll just reduce their pension. Yeah, that should also work, right? So you give them more cookies, more power, eager to see what they become. While you wait, it's time to attempt to control something outside your boundaries. Luck. Chance makers force the world to shift. Impossible events unfold one after another, odds bending in ways they never should. A reboot surpasses the original. A nation stumbles into competent leadership. A casino collapses under an unbroken streak of winners. Besides you and the boys, still, somehow you manage to lose. Reality itself seems to be playing along, and through this anomaly, cookies begin to manifest. Not from dough, not from factories, but from sheer probability itself. You watch as numbers spike at random, fortunes rising and falling on an unseen whim. If luck can be warped, maybe it can be controlled, and that maybe is all you require to push through. Fractal engines, the next great leap. You buy one and it hums to life. A machine built not to generate, but to replicate. A single process that repeats itself endlessly, turning cookies into even more cookies, folding into themselves like an infinite self-devouring loop. As research advances, the grandmas begin to change. Their presence grows heavier, their whispers more deliberate. They no longer simply bake, they watch. And then the message appears. A warning, a promise, a prophecy. It's all downhill from here. Something in their gaze unsettles you. A simple yes or no sits before you, but the weight behind it feels immeasurable. What happens if you refuse? What happens if you accept? Hesitation lingers for only a moment. You take the risk and click the button. As the tab closes, the first change is immediate. The grandmas look petrified. They're no longer just bakers, they're experimenting on themselves, but why? The familiar blue background fades, replaced by something unsettling. Their forms shifts, their stares hollow, they're mutating, and just as you begin to process it, something flickers in the corner of your vision. A golden cookie? No, it's blood red. Curiosity takes hold. You click. The grandmas erupt into praises. You've proven your bravery, and in return you're granted the greatest power yet. A 666 times production multiplier stacked on top your existing 7 times multiplier. In mere seconds, 62 hours worth of cookies flood in. This is the wrath cookie. But before you can revel in your newfound fortune, something crawls onto your screen. A figure slow, unrelenting, its body writhes writhes and twists, consuming your cookies. It's a worm. Oh fuck, that's the wrong picture. Your production rate plummets, panic sets in, you click it again and again. With a final pop, it bursts into pieces. They call them wrinklers, flesh-bound parasites so massive they can be seen from space. They siphon your resources, leeching away your fortune, but upon bursting them, a revelation. They return more than they take. So you let them gather, but as you wait, you realize something else. Wrath cookies aren't your only option. Golden cookies still appear, offering bursts of power, but wrath cookies lurk alongside them, waiting to twist your fortune into ruin. But risk lingers with every click. Time passes, research progresses, the grandmas continue to change, adapting, but to what? Each upgrade forces more wrath cookies upon you. Each click pulls you deeper into their grasp, and then, with one final breakthrough, the grandma apocalypse begins. They are no longer human, they are the worms that threaten to consume everything. You may not be the one in control, but you can at least assert dominance over the elderly, which is basically what we do anyway. I mean, we just send our parents to nursing homes to make them miserable. Yeah, wrath cookies are all that remain, cursed by the grandma's power. Yet despite the chaos, you push forward. Time slips away unnoticed, your prestige climbing higher and higher. A new sugar lump appears, you spend it on banks, unlocking the stock markets, only to realize it's a distraction. Your empire demands your focus. I mean, casinos could also work, I suppose. The perfect combos dance at your fingertips, victories taunting you just as the losses humble you. The game teases you, pushing you forward and draining you with every misstep. The only way out is to stop, but not completely. You've barely scratched the surface, the path ahead is long, and the only way forward is death. For the first time, the cookies are gone. You are alone in an endless void, a place beyond space and time, yours and yours alone. Or so you think. The heavenly chips you've earned awaken a new kind of power. Each level grants a small boost, insignificant on its own, but overwhelming in time. Permanent upgrades await, offering glimpses of limitless potential. You embrace it, eager to grow, but the game never tells you the truth. You're just a pig chasing a carrot on a stick. And the worst part, you don't even know who's holding it. You return to the mortal world, and instantly something feels different. Your upgrades are already taking place. What once took an eternity now unfolds in mere moments. The early grind that once consumed you is gone. Buildings rise faster, your production snowballs, and the upgrades that once felt impossible are now within reach before you even realize it. The struggle that defined your first journey is a distant memory. One of the prestige upgrades grants you with something new, something ancient, a dragon egg. At first it's simple, you feed it cookies and it grows, but soon that's not enough, it craves more. It must be American, and with an appetite beyond your means, you resort to curses, the cheapest sacrifice you can afford, but in return grants you power of the dragon's aura. And no, not that kind of aura, you brain-dead doom-scroller. With each feeding, the dragon evolves, unlocking even greater potential. But this is just the beginning, you have a long way to go, and then before you can process it, you're back where you left off. The empire you spent so long forging has been rebuilt in a fraction of the time, but now you know the cycle, you've seen behind the curtain, and yet you keep going. As your power soars, you keep feeding the beast, pushing it further, unlocking more of its hidden potential. Then something catches your eye. Dragonflight, a new buff for golden cookies, but what does it do? You wait, you build, you stockpile mountains of cookies, preparing for whatever twist of power it might bring. But before you can witness it in action, something even greater happens. A 3-piece golden cookie combo. Only if I could have reached that 3-piece on a slot machine. Maybe in another universe. The screen flashes, your numbers explode, a surge of pure unfiltered power courses through you. The rush is intoxicating, every click, every multiply stacks on top of itself in a cascade of exponential gain. For the first time, you truly feel alive. You've already overcome your heavenly chips, but there's still so much more. You spend your cookies on something new, JavaScript consoles, a tool that bends the game's very foundation, extracting cookies from the raw code itself. Lines of script work tirelessly in the background, background, automating production in ways previously unthinkable, but soon, strange things start happening. Patterns emerge in the system, odd anomalies, recursive loops, variables behaving in ways they shouldn't. People begin to name their children after functions. A careless coder forgets to close a quote, sending reality spiraling into uncertainty. And through it all, the cookies keep flowing, the combos still stack, the numbers still rise. But something feels off. The chance of 3, it unsettles you. Shivers crawl down your spine with every cast, every click of the cookie. A creeping awareness that this power, this fortune isn't entirely yours. Then randomly you get it. Dragonflight. You've wondered what it could provide, and it doesn't disappoint. A tingling sensation spreads through you, a spark of imagination lighting up your mind. Dream start of a perfect combo, the endless possibilities making your heart race. And to make those possibilities come true, you buy multiverses. The world shifts, the scope of your empire expands beyond anything you've seen before. You've always been producing cookies, but now there's not just one world. There are countless other multiverses running alongside your own. Perhaps in one, I won on that slot machine. Alright, sorry, I'll shut up about gambling now. Each churning away, stacking up on their own meaningless numbers. You've finally found a way to hijack their production, to bend their efforts to your will. Whatever they've been making, whatever resource, currencies or concepts, they become yours. The numbers climb faster than ever before, exponential doesn't even begin to describe it. You refuse to enable the grandmas. You want to be the one in control, to wield the true power. Not them, they are nothing to you. But as you watch the cookies flood in, you can't shake a thought, one that gnaws at the edge of your mind. How long have these universes been running? How many other versions of you have reached this point? An eternity of multiverses all cycling through the same meaningless grind. You dismiss the thought before it can take roots, because you're the one in control. Right? The thought still lingers, clawing at the edge of your mind as you push forward. What else can you control, you wonder? And then with a blinding cascade of combos, you see it. Cortex bakers. Artificial minds vast as planets designed for one purpose only, to think cookies into existence. No ingredients, no production lines, no physical labor. These machines dream and reality bends to their will. Time, space, all irrelevant. Their thoughts alone reshape existence, generating unfathomable amounts of cookies. Are you smarter than a Cortex baker? A foolish question. Of course not. These minds dwarf your own in ways you can't even begin to grasp, and yet something about them feels familiar. Once again, you try to shake that odd feeling, focusing on nothing but growth. With every second you breathe, you wish for higher and higher combos. It's all you can think about, the perfect combo that will break everything. Break what, you wonder? You're not sure, but all you know is that you want it. And with one final building left, you take a moment to look at everything you've built. An empire, fragile yet powerful. With a sigh, you say another goodbye. The universe crumbles away as you return to the unknown. Powerful, but not enough. You spend your heavenly chips wisely, picking the perfect upgrade to supplement your 76,000% boost. If only my real supplements had that kind of boost. But I mean, Ethan, Kyle, hear me out. They can. Dozens of improvements, new techniques, all waiting to be revealed when you reincarnate. You don't hesitate, it's all about returning faster, quicker, more efficient. You thought last time was quick? That was nothing. Now in mere seconds you can achieve something others wish for in a lifetime. As you return to normal, something new catches your eye, a new source of power. Seasons. The turning of the year brings bonuses, upgrades that amplify your production. With a click, you switch to Christmas, sacrificing cookies for the final clauses, trading them for upgrades that multiply your power. You know what you must do now, unlock the final upgrade, whatever that might be. The thought alone gives you pause, but you push it aside. All you need is the perfect alignment, and with a satisfied grin, you get it. It's nothing special, but with your already towering prestige levels, it's enough. When the frenzy dies down and the golden light fades, your heart starts to race. Faster. Harder. Slowly you scroll down, afraid of what the final upgrade could be, afraid because somehow you already know. But that's impossible, you haven't been here before. Or maybe you have, because it's you. it's always been you. You alone are the reason behind all these cookies, the endless cycle of power, growth, ascension. Every click, every golden cookie always leading back to you. And if there were more of you, then maybe you can make even more. Somewhere far beyond the screen, they're watching. They always have been. The golden cookies were never a gift. They were a test, a leash, a taunt. They dangle before you, always just out of reach, always promising more. More power, more cookies, more of you. But you never ask why they appear, why they know exactly when to show up, why they disappear when you hesitate. Because hesitation isn't a part of the plan. Click. That's all you're made to do. You start to wonder, are you nothing but a clone in another man's game? Is that why the urge for power, for cookies so strong? It would explain a lot, like the whispers that always come when you try to stop. The warnings, the ones you always ignore, the way the golden cookies keep calling you back no matter how many times you ascend. Maybe that's the point, maybe that's all you are, but if you're just a clone, then who's the first? And if they're still out there, are they watching now? The thought lingers, but not for long, it never does. You push it away like you always do, drowning it in numbers, multipliers, efficiency. There's no time to question when there's more to gain. More buildings, more upgrades, more golden cookies, waiting to be clicked. The screen fills with shimmering lights, your production climbs beyond reason, beyond meaning. And just like the time before, you reach a point where it's not enough, where you need more, where the only way forward is ascension. And so you do it, without hesitation, without thought. The numbers reset, but you don't, because deep down you know what just happens, what always happens. Another world is gone, but not just a world, a universe. A reality you forged, one that existed only to be discarded the moment you needed a higher boost. Hundreds, if not thousands of your own clones, entitled idleverses, their lives snubbed out in an instant because you deemed it necessary, because you wanted more. And they were just like you, each of them building their own bakeries, reaching for their own golden cookies, clicking endlessly in pursuit of something they could never truly grasp. Every one of them had their own clones, their own idleverses, stretching forever downward, layer upon layer, each believing they were the one in control, but they weren't. They never were, because every time you ascend, you don't just erase a world, you erase countless worlds. Universes stacked upon universes, an infinite fractal of existence, all collapsing because you decided it was time to move forward. And they, well, they never saw it coming. For them, it was just another golden cookie, just another moment of progress, just another step closer to something greater, until in an instant, everything was gone. Entire civilizations, trillions upon trillions of lives wiped away without a second thought. And the worst part, they would have done the same, because they are you. Every clone, every idleverse, every desperate hand clicking for the next upgrade, all chasing the same thing, the same endless hunger, the same blind pursuit of something that must be out there, just a little further ahead. But what happens when the cycle reaches its peak? What happens when the one who made you decides your time is up? When the golden cookies stop appearing, when the upgrades run dry, when the world you thought was yours is suddenly discarded for something bigger, something better, when you realize you were never the one in control, that you were just Hello people, it's me again, and I'd like to say a quick thank you for watching the video, and an even bigger thank you to our channel members, well, channel member Snick the Porcupine. My guy, the GOAT, thank you so much. And if you want to join, you'll get videos 24 hours in advance, exclusive upcoming video updates, and shoutouts like these in every single video. And if you've enjoyed the video in general, then you'll most likely also enjoy this. If you are new, I actually used to be a Minecraft YouTuber, and this here was my last Minecraft video, and it basically explains why I quit with a similar tone of this video. So watch it, you'll probably like it. Anyway, subscribe, and see ya.